I haven't been shooting a lot of videos lately because I have been very ill. I've had a really severe sinus infection, and so kind of been out of the loop. I've been getting done the chores I needed to do, and that's about all. But I wanted to take the time to do a short video today for you guys. As you can see, I've got a little pen here, and this is where I'm raising some pullets, and this is our little outside run, and these guys are getting ready to go out into a pasture pen. This is going to be a tale of chicken wire. I make these pen panels, as you can see one right here, and what it is it is a hog panel, and then we have some chicken wire zip tied with these little zip ties. You can see one here. Hang on a minute. I can point to it. Little zip ties here, and we have zip tied to the hog panel on the inside. And what this does for my panel system is it keeps the little birds obviously in the pen. The cattle panel provides structure, so some big large animal was going to have a hard time, tearing the chicken wire out. And then it can't get through this way because of the chicken wire also. So it kind of gives you a little bit of extra security on your panels and your pens. But what I want to teach you about is the 3 different types of chicken wire that I've discovered. And this first one that I'm going to show you here is probably one of my favorites. When you're on a homestead and you're buying things and cost is an issue, you see the different grades and types of wire that there are. Well, this wire, as you can see, it's a regular chicken wire. It's got the little octagon things. I believe they're like 1-inch openings. So it's good for like your average just chickens. And this wire has a green vinyl coating on it. PVC vinyl. And when I bought it originally, I bought it because I thought, oh, that's pretty. That'll look kind of nice. It'll look a lot better than just, plain old chicken wire, and maybe it won't rust as fast. So I purchased this. When you purchase your chicken wire, you're tempted to buy cheaper things. And when I bought this chicken wire is at least 10 years old. This chicken wire. I purchased it to use on some wooden panels that I made back when we were living in town. I wanted it to be a more pretty look, is why I bought it, why I spent the extra money. And the wood that was originally stapled to was 2x2s, and they were treated wood, and they have since rotted completely away, and the wire, as you can see, is still in very good condition. So I was able to take the wire off of one panel, and then I'm putting them on the newer kind of panels that I'm constructing now, which are these made out of hog panel. And hog panel is, I believe, 36 inches tall, as you can see, and the panel pieces get progressively smaller as you get to the bottom, which is a very good thing if you're trying to keep predators out of a chicken coop. So hog panels are a good thing to make your exterior of your panel on. But yeah, this chicken wire is over 10 years old. Like I said, it has outlasted the wooden element of the pen that I originally made, and it's now being repurposed a second time to go in these cattle panel pens. This is probably my favorite kind of chicken wire. The problem I have with it is it doesn't come in real tall lengths. I believe it comes in 2-foot and 3-foot lengths right now, but it doesn't come in any higher than that. So if you want to build anything taller, you have to end up patching So, but this is probably my favorite type of chicken wire. The second type of chicken wire we're going to talk about is what I put here on this turkey pen. And as you can see, it's 4 feet high. There's my turkeys in here displaying. This chicken wire is completely vinyl. The little holes are smaller. I think it's about probably 3/4 of an inch thick in diameter. I'm using it basically in the same way that I use the other chicken wire. I've got it zip tied in place on an inside of a solider pin made out of cattle panel. So far, this has held up very well. It obviously does not rust, and it keeps the small animals in, and it helps to prevent the large animals from getting in as well. So it gives us some good security. I think it'd be kind of hard for an animal to chew through. It may be easier than the metal wire, but it'll at least slow them down a little bit. And it gives them some semblance of being solid. Like I said, this vinyl, it's got plastic at the top. You can see how I've got a zip tied in place. The third kind of chicken wire that we're going to discuss is standard chicken wire. Now this chicken wire, don't know how easy this is going to be to see. This chicken wire is about 3 years old. As you can see, it has started rusting really badly. It has broken in places, easy enough that you can just tear it. It was galvanized originally, but like I said, it just doesn't take anything at all to break this, just like that. See? I don't know if you can see that it just comes apart. It doesn't take nothing to get it to break. Hope you can see that. This chicken wire is your standard chicken wire, and it's not cheap, but guess what? It's a waste of money. I would much rather buy either the vinyl coated or the all vinyl chicken wire. And like I said, it was galvanized to start with, but it's just, you know, it's only a few years old, and look at it, just comes apart, just completely rusted to pieces, and it really doesn't serve a purpose. So this was on the inside of a panel, just like the others I've been showing you, but I spent the day today cutting it off, and I have to replace it. So it's wasted my time, it's wasted my money, it's just not a good solution. So I would sure avoid getting standard chicken wire if you possibly can. Better to go with a heavier duty welded wire material, or a hardware cloth, or one of the vinyl coated or vinyl wires. Just letting you know. Here is a roll of the vinyl chicken wire. You can just cut it with scissors, or I use tin snips, and it just cuts right through smoothly. It's good stuff. Okay. Okay, I'm going to try to teach you guys how to make what I call a quick poultry utility panel. Basically, I have a link here. You just can kind of see it. A hog panel, and they are, I believe, 30 I want to say 36 inches tall, but they may be 35 inches tall or 32 inches tall. I'll have to double check that. As you can see, they're a heavy gauge wire. Hog panel comes in 16-foot length, just like a cattle panel does, except it's shorter. And the other difference between a hog panel and a cattle panel is this wire spacing. As you notice here, it's got the larger gape openings like a cattle panel does at the top, but as it gets towards the bottom, it has smaller and smaller spaces that would prevent, like especially chickens or animals that want to dig in and try to tear up and get chickens. It kind of helps to keep them out of that. So a hog panel works really good for a chicken panel. I cut these into half, which is basically 8-foot lengths. They're a little bit less than that. I'll have one panel that's slightly larger than the other one because you lose a whole square in the center. But basically they're about approximately 8-foot lengths. And then the next step is to put a chicken wire of some sort over the inside of the panel that keeps your smaller animals in, like your poultry, like your baby chicks or baby turkeys. It also gives another layer of protection for your predator control issues. So the first thing we're going to do is, as you can see, I have a roll right here of the plastic. It's actually vinyl, PVC vinyl chicken wire. It has slightly less than 1 inch holes in it. I think they're about 3/4 inch openings in it, and it's a really good durable thing to use. It can stand sun and cold and things pretty well. Not as good as a vinyl coated chicken wire, but still pretty good and good buy for the money, and easy to work with, and it doesn't rust, so it's good to use. I start out by attaching the wire, I use the term wire, the chicken wire, plastic wire, over the ends here on the chicken panel. As you can see, I've actually wrapped it around the end piece somewhat, and by doing that it gives me a secure end. These panels, I will eventually be hooking them together using the panel connectors that I get from Premier One. They're excellent for use when you're making projects on the farm, on the homestead. So I've got to fold it around like that, and I'm going to zip tie it, and I'm going to do this on every wire at the end, so that we've got a good secure start. I'm going to tip it down here a little bit so you can maybe see me do it. I'll fold it around. You know, zip ties are not a permanent lasting solution. You'll have to redo them eventually. But if you get the black zip ties, they are UV treated, so they are made for outdoor use. The other colors and the white will not last as well as the black. So that's just another little piece of advice. I'll just fold it around here. And this takes a little bit of time. But you know, it's not physically demanding, and it's something you can have a kid do, or some old crippled lady that you know, like me. So we're going to continue on with the rest of this until I have the whole bottom done, and then we go to the next step. The next step is we're going to roll out the wire along the panel, and we're going to work at the top here. And once again, I'm trying to keep this really secure, so I'm going to do each wire set at the top, Okay. Keep that right up along the top edge. And then, because we're trying to keep this predator resistant, I'm going to go down to the next one too. Okay. So now I have the top and the next one down, and then we can start being a little more sparing through the what I would call the field of the wire. Since I've got the top here, I'll probably put one in the center, then I'll put one down here, and just kind of stagger. Hope you can see this. See, I've got the top, second one, and now I'm starting to do like every other one, kind of stagger them, like here, and then here, and then here, and then here. Give them some spaces between. The purpose of this, again, is to make it secure. You don't want any animal, if they're trying to push and get in here, it makes it tight against that panel, and it gives them a little less way to get in. We're going to continue on through this. If you notice, this wire is a little bit, I said wire, keep saying wire, plastic coated chicken wire is a little longer than my panel. I'm going to leave that at the end, and I'm going to use it to actually hang outside of the pen, kind of as a little bit of a dig guard. So that's the way I'm doing it. Fasten it slick at the top, and extra hanging down off of the bottom. I'm going to keep going with this, and I'll come back with you in a minute. Okay, I've fastened all along the length, and now we're down to the end, and we're going to cut this end off. This is easily done. Some tin snips. Now, just as at the other end, I'll fold this around. Zip tie this in place. This does take some time, and you do use quite a few zip ties as we go, as you can see. But once you have these panels made, they can be so useful. You can easily hook 2 or 3 together and put up a real quick pin anytime you need one. It'll hold in a sheep, it'll hold in a chicken, it'll hold in a turkey, it'll hold in a dog, it'll hold in a cat, it'll hold in just about anything. Of course, you have to have a top for it if you want the cat to stay in, but you can use them for lots of different things on the Homestead, and it's just very, very handy to have these panels already made up. And then when you use the Premier One cattle or panel connectors, you just twist them down in and you are set. You have quick panels and quick pins, and they are fairly predator resistant. So I just wanted to give you a quick show on how I do this, and later when I have several of these made together, I'll be showing you how I use them to make a pasture pen for my poultry. So it's getting ready to rain, and I'm going to finish this panel up and then I'll be done for the night. So thanks for watching. Bye.